Hi everyone, this is my first video. Hope you all enjoy it. Thank you. So there you are, cleaning your room, and all of a sudden, beneath all the cluttered stuff, you find that thing you have forgotten about for ages. It could be anything. School album, Game Boy, your treasure box you had when you were 10. Seeing this, now you start getting into this nostalgia trip. Thinking about all the things you did back then, playing with your friends, playing video games, watching cartoons, and so on. But then you start to compare those experiences to your current situation. It's like, oh, I always whined about having to do homework. Doing 3 pages of math problems was so tough for me back then. But now, I'm in college. 3 reports to submit till tomorrow. I wrote like half a paragraph. Oh, and I gotta read that thick ass college book that I'm gonna totally forget about in a year or two. Thank you, college. Very cool. So, in most cases, things have gotten worse, not better, at least in my experience. So, maybe you want to go back to the good old days. You know, the good old days when your biggest problem in life was missing that specific cartoon episode so you couldn't talk about it with your friends at school the next day. Yeah, that was your biggest problem. You really want to go back, but you really can't. You really can't. And that's just really sad. For me, this kind of experience kicked in when I listened to the ending song for Digimon Adventure.
설레이는 이 마음은 뭘까 왠지 잠을 이룰 수가 없어 아무도 내게
It feels like a children's song, but it still has that bit of a sad undertone. I think that's why it felt nostalgic for me. Where I was growing up, Digimon aired on TV at 5 or 6 p.m. Generally, what happened was we played with our friends at the playground after school until sunset. And when it was about time for Digimon to air, we all went back to our homes. Mother greets us, we can smell the home cooked meal she's preparing for us. Watch Digimon until the ending credits roll and the song comes up. And then we go eat dinner. God, the memory. So nostalgic for me. And in the comments in this video, we can see a lot of people having the same experience. We have here Yog1838 saying, "Thank you, Digimon, for coming into my life. Because of you, my childhood was filled with good memories." We have Hyut saying, "I want to go back. Back then, I didn't have any worries." So yeah, wherever you're in the world, everyone has that specific sad nostalgia. So I wanted to express this emotion. I want people to feel this through my painting. And for quite a long time. But I didn't know how to express it effectively. I wanted something symbolic and strong. And I didn't have something I could go with. But then I saw this video. The title of this video is Hey There Delilah, but it's played in an empty Toys R Us at 2:37 p.m. with moderate traffic outside. It's a pretty soothing video, and you might want to check it out yourself. Kudos to the guy who made it. I went to the comment section and I saw some similar reactions to the video I mentioned earlier. Here are some of the comments. The Derper once said, "I guess everyone grew up." And Marsh Chan said, "Grandson, hey grandma, what's Toys R Us?" Me sheds a tear. Every kid's dreamland. Reactions like this made me realize that Toys R Us was such a big influence and a huge source for nostalgia for a lot of people. And on top of that, I was able to dig a little deeper about Toys R Us going bankrupt in 2017. This is when I realized that this could work. I felt that symbolically Toys R Us going bankrupt meant that we cannot go back to childhood. We will never go back to childhood. And this is where I started the painting. So I wanted to paint a Toys R Us closing down. Worn out, cold, nobody giving it attention. But not just that. I wanted to represent us, the viewer in the painting. What we feel about it, the reaction, and where we are watching the downfall from. I set the time setting to be dusk. The sun is going down, the day is ending. It is generally a metaphor for the end of something. In this case, childhood. And I made it cloudy because sunsets create an intense warm color that can create a romantic feeling, which I don't want. But the main reason is that cloud generates a neutral, cool tone. It makes a generally dark, desaturated, cool palette, which I was aiming for. I wanted this palette because I wanted a gloomy, cold, joyless atmosphere. I feel like the two guys taking a cigarette break during their shift at McDonald's would be pretty relatable. For a lot of us, it's not easy to find a stable job. And we get a lot of these part-time jobs that don't really lead us anywhere career-wise. And it starts to make us feel nervous about our future. Like for real, I get real scared about this. What do I do when I graduate? Do I have a skill set that is valuable enough to get myself employed? I don't know what I'm doing. What should I do with my life? I don't know. This especially hits close home because I'm turning 25 this year, and I gotta think about my future seriously. I can't fool around. Not anymore. And 5 years from now, when I'm 30, I'm expected to hold a job, pay rent, do taxes, be self-sufficient, and generally be a full-grown adult. But can I really do that in 5 years? I'm not so sure. So growing up is painful. Sometimes I just want to go back. But there is no way back. There was never a way back. We gotta keep going. We gotta trudge on. Even if it's painful, even if we fall into dark places, we should look up. Look onto that distant glimmer of light so that one day we might reach it. No matter how far away it is, we should get ourselves up. Realistically, most of us would never reach that light. That is sad. But when we aim for the light, we generally end up somewhere better, become better people, gain new skills, have new relationships, deepen some of those relationships, become someone to be relied on, have kids, raise them, and eventually take the kids to Toys R Us. We might look back at the times when we were young and everything was in doubt. Some will hate those times, some might look back at it fondly, some might just forget about it. But in the end, here we are now, back at Toys R Us. Not the way we initially wanted to, but still, we're back at Toys R Us. And I think that's good enough. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.